Hello, I'm Johan Krebbers. I'm the CTO of Acuvate, and now we're going to talk about digital twins. You've heard about the term digital twin most likely before, but it's not that widely used yet, and often people don't know really how to deploy a digital twin type of environment. So in our case, because we being Acuvate are really a system integrator, where we look at all steps from collecting data to manipulate the data, storing the data, and make it visible. We really also look at the digital twin element. It really is the part where we make the data visible. For that, we work together with a company called KDI. The product is called Kognitwin. KDI is from Konsgberg and is a Norwegian-based company. We have a partnership with them where we will deploy and integrate the digital twin in our own Acuvate data solutions or in the data solutions of the customer, or if they already have something in place. So let's first talk about digital twin. Why is digital twin important? I mean, digital twin shows to an operator or a maintenance person or an engineer a 3D representation of the facility. So if you have a refinery, a chemical plant, or production platform, a wind farm, whatever you have, it shows you the 3D representation of that facility. And then that 3D facility, the operator can zoom in, can manipulate, can do anything to really zoom into a particular element of the facility, etc. So it gives the same interface whether you're an operator, a maintenance guy, an engineering guy, and it gives the full facilities of that plant out there. How do you come to a digital twin? You can have, if you have a new site, most likely it's fully digital. That means that you have digital data to describe the facilities. If not a new site, you might be creating a laser scan, which can be companies in the market out there who can produce a laser scan of your facilities, or a point cloud. So you can use a laser scan or point cloud to create a 3D image of your installation. So that's the way and then you load that in your Kongsberg, in your Kongsberg Kognitwin environment. So that gives you the 3D image of your plant. But now you need to get the data behind that. Because if you look at the image of your plant, you might see engines, you might see turbines, you might see compressors, you might see belts, but they have data behind that. And if you take the example of an engine, it will have, if you go to the engine in the field, it will collect time series data about number of rotations, the vibrations of that engine, the temperature of that engine, etc. So there's data being collected every so many seconds, which we call time series data, which will go from that engine to our Acuvate enterprise data platform, and that's what we stored over there, and then we can make the data visible to the digital twin. But of course, you also have data sitting in your ERP system, which describes who made that engine. Was it Sulzer? What's the maintenance schedule of that engine? What's the type of the engine? What are the specifications of that engine? That's data you normally store in your SAP or Maximo ERP system. That's the second element of that engine, which is important for that operator. And the third element, how does the engine sit in the plant logistics? Because the plant where you have all the connections, and that we call a P&ID diagram. That's a pipeline instrumentation diagram that gives you, let's say, a picture of the whole plant, how all the facilities come together. So here we have now 3 data sources. The first one we mentioned was the time series data. We have the P&ID data, and we have the data coming from the ERP system. Those 3 data sources often are not aligned. They all have their own asset naming conventions. So for a digital twin, it's vitally important we bring that data together so we can bring together in a single view, and we call it data contextualization. We align these 3 data sources. So if somebody behind the digital twin, an operator, zooms in on that particular engine we are talking about, he will see of that engine the time series data being collected real time as we speak. He will see the asset information, and he will see how this engine fits into the overall end-to-end program. So that's why we bring the two together. So what is special, again, what KDI and Acuvate are doing, we're really making sure that our Acuvate enterprise data platform called AcuPrism seamless integrate with Kognitwin. So when we do an implementation at the site where we implement the Kognitwin and we implement our Acuvate Enterprise Data Platform, or the customer already has our Acuvate Data Platform, we can implement the Kognitwin very, very fast because we have pre-configured, we have made sure that the APIs of Kognitwin are fully supported in our Acuvate Data Platform. So we can make a much faster implementation of the two environments. Therefore, KDI and Acuvate signed this alliance partner agreement where we're looking at both the system integration capabilities but also using our data facilities as the data ops for Kognitwin, so that all the data they need in the Kognitwin environment is available and accessible directly from our Acuvate Enterprise Data Platform called AcuPrism. That's really what we try to bring together so we can far better compete in the market to offer an end-to-end solution